Well, on the first Thursday of every month, there's an opportunity for Central Lakes College students to have a cultural experience. This month's Cultural Thursday at CLC focused on Native American Heritage Month. Hannah Tran has more on that in this week's Golden Apple.
A veteran's song. A traveling song. It's not only music, but a narrative of Native American origin that has been hushed for centuries. But these tribal students are breaking the silence.
Gives me a good feeling to be around with other Native Americans and to be singing and displaying our culture.
Arlen Sam is a Central Lakes College student. He's grateful that he can share his heritage on stage here. His parents were not so lucky during their childhood years at school in the 1930s.
They would get in trouble all the time for speaking their language and practicing their culture growing up as little children.
It's Native American Heritage Month. Today, Mary Sam provided a lecture on boarding schools in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The school stripped Native Americans of their livelihood by intense efforts to assimilate every aspect of their lives into Western culture.
But a lot of those behaviors and some of that mentality and those practices are still alive and well.
She described how these past events hurt their sense of self-esteem, belongingness, and trust, which hurt the process towards prosperity and education for Native Americans.
American Indians rank about 50th in the nation in terms of graduation rates. This is a problem.
These disparities linger to this day, but Mary Sam holds some optimism for the local area.
We've got a strong group of American Indian students that love being Central Lakes College students.
Native American culture has been torn away from its people throughout history, but local leaders and educators believe that here at Central Lakes College, there's still a positive presence of the culture on campus.
We also have an administration here that is very supportive of working with our Indian communities and building tribal relations.
The sound of tradition still echoes to this day for local Native American tribes. Cultural revitalization remains a struggle. They hope their trail of history takes a better turn.
I appreciate everybody. I appreciate everything. And that's just my culture.
It's not only about Sam's culture, but equally embracing all cultures and their ties for a better Minnesota. Hannah Tran, Lakeland News.
And Native American Heritage Month at CLC is typically held every November each year.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.